Thanks for stopping by. I thought I'd have a quick natter with you today because I've been doing quite a bit of stuff to do with relaxation and mindfulness, and I wanted to try and pass those tips on to you. So if this is something that you're looking to do, maybe you're coping with grief as well, maybe you just want to get healthier in yourself, yeah, I wanted to just sit down and have a natter, and I've got a really funny tale to tell you as well, which should I start with it? No, I'll wait. But oh my gosh, what a scream. Anyway, so I've had a laugh about that this morning. So grab yourself a cuppa. This is my mug, excuse me, that we got from Disneyland Paris. All three of us got a mug like this, so it's absolutely huge. And I found, and it must have been me that picked it up, some deluxe, like, whatever kind of tea in my cupboard that's got, I don't know, berries and all sorts in it, but it tastes really good. I've just dropped the tea bag to the bottom and I can't get it out. It's on one of them strings, but it's not big enough in this cup. Anyway, don't forget to subscribe, please. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up and leave your comments in the sections below, because what I want to do is, sorry, I've got the dogs rustling around, is I want to try and yeah, one of us weed and pooed in the kitchen just before I'm about to set up to film. I've got to go and clean their rubbish up. So I'm really cross with them. Yeah, I want to try and grow this family so we can all help each other out. So, for instance, Gillian wrote a great comment on the Scrabble frame, and she gave everybody information on where to get the Scrabble pieces from. If they weren't going to the range, they could get them on eBay, etc. And I just love that. So thanks very much, Gillian. It was so lovely of you to do that. And I'm hoping I'm getting you right. I'm sure it was Gillian. My memory is terrible. Oh, that's another thing that comes with coping with grief. Because I went back to the doctors last week, not to do with grief, but to do with my chest still. So they want to check my heart again. So I went to the doctors last Monday. And just as I'm sitting down to film this, they've given me a call. I've got to go back in with the asthma clinic, even though I'm seeing a respiratory specialist at the hospital. And I've got an appointment with them on the end of Feb, I think it is, something like that. So I'm making an appointment to get my heart checked as well, because it's still really bad. I can walk upstairs. I mean, you got to think, yeah, I'm carrying probably 2 stone heavier, but I'm doing really well with that. So that's something else I want to talk to you about. I hope I remember to tell you everything, because I'm just sticking this on and waffling on. But one thing, yeah, just walking up the stairs, going for a walk, it just gets me really out of breath really quickly. But I'm on really strong medication. If anybody knows about their asthma, I'm on Foster 200, and I also take my goodness, I'm not very good at saying the name, Spiriva, something like that, where I've got to put a little capsule in, click it, and then and it makes a really funny noise. So I've got to do that every morning, which Frankie Jack finds absolutely utterly hilarious. My ferritin is still low, so the doctor has prescribed me more iron supplements. And of course, if you are on iron supplements, some doctors don't tell you this, but my doctors did. You've actually got to take vitamin C with it. You've got to take it on an empty stomach so it gets into your system, and you have to take it with vitamin C because vitamin C allows it to absorb into the body. If you don't take it with vitamin C, it doesn't work the same. So that's a tip. And obviously, if you are on ferrous sulfate, sorry to say, I haven't had any problems, but some people get a lot of constipation. So make sure you're eating a lot of fibre while you're doing that. So I am feeling a little bit better. I have been a bit disappointed with myself on the diet, but I haven't done any exercise at all because of this. So I am going to try and go back doing a little bit of it. And I've had a really horrible weekend. I don't know why, well, I do know why. Just a little bit of upset, and then that upset then kind of has a knock-on effect with my dad. Once upon a time, and I don't know whether you're like this, again with the fuzzy head, not be able to remember things, etc. However, that's one thing that I spoke to the doctors about. Sorry, I'm jumping around here. But the other thing is that in the kind of olden days, before all this happened, what I used to find was I used to find it really easy if somebody did something or something happened or something was said, or I used to be able to quite easily sort of brush it off and get on with stuff. But I think with the trauma of everything that's happened within the last 12 months, and the actual 12 months before that weren't great, because I got very, very upset about something, which I'm not going to go into because that'll just bore you. But I was able to snap out of it and just move on. But I'm finding since my dad that the smallest little thing can kickstart me, and then I get really upset. So my headspace Saturday night was not good. I started having very bad nightmares. Again, Saturday night and Sunday night. Don't know whether you've had those since losing a loved one. And these nightmares were repetitive, of seeing my father in his coffin. It was awful, absolutely awful, and I couldn't sleep. Anyway, I'm gonna come away with this because I don't want to start bawling my eyes out with you. So on Sunday when I woke up, well, eventually, but I didn't have a very good night's sleep. I said to Gary, we've got to get out. I've got to clear my head. So I did some of my meditation, which again, I've got to speak to you about. And we went for a walk and we did that sculpture trail again. I absolutely love that sculpture trail. If you've not done it yet, it's in Bali and it's fantastic. There's new sculptures on the way. You will love it and the kids will adore it. So we did that, and that really cleared my head because we scattered my dad's ashes on the top of Pendle Hill. So it always makes me feel better because I'm obviously closer to my dad up there. And of course, when it clears your head, you've got your endorphins kicking in, which is of course what we talk about on television all the time. And it just makes me feel a whole lot better. So by Sunday night, I was feeling good. Counselling again yesterday, bereavement counselling that I'm having. I wanted to share this. I am not normally an open person. I know this sounds absolutely ludicrous to you, but I'm not. I'm not an open person. I've always been a closed book. I've never really ever divulged to even friends about how I'm feeling. I've just carried on and maintained and sorted it out myself in my head. But I think since what happened last year, it's kind of, well, sod that. This is how I feel. I can't pretend to act to be anybody because I am so blooming upset. So you're just going to have to deal with it. And it's kind of the older I've got, the more open I've become. And now I'm talking on YouTube and I can't blooming believe that. But I kind of feel that if I'm doing this and it helps somebody in some way, then I'm doing a good job. Also, it kind of helps me as well. Anyway, let me have a sip. Oh, it is good that I do look tea. Right, so on to meditation. Well, I've been flipping loving this stuff. Oh, by the way, you need to get an app on your phone. It's a free app, so if you've never done it before, it's worth going to get this. And a friend of mine told me to get it, and it's called Insight Timer. I'm going to leave the link in the description below. I've given it to quite a few friends, and it's a free app. You can pay for stuff on there, but don't. Just take the free, and you've got a free 7-day course as well that you can take with it. Now, what happened, I put one of my vlogs out that was on coping with grief. And one of my friends, a very, very dear friend from many, many years ago. This is a friend that I've been friends with. Oh, my word. If Lindsay's watching this, how long is it, Lindsay? We've got to have been, I've got to say, about 38 years I've been friends with her. And she's amazing. She's always been a very beautiful girl inside and out. And she's called Lindsay. And she started... or she qualified, I think it was last October, in meditation and mindfulness. Oh, by the way, I'm not wearing my ring because I went out this morning without it. So that's my wedding bangle, isn't it? Anyway, so she reached out and she said, listen, she said, I've trained in this. She said, I could teach you a few of my tips. Let me, you know, if you want to, let me come round. And I was like, oh my word, this is amazing. So that came out from what I've done on YouTube from being open. So around she came and she gave me a whole sheet of stuff that I've read through about mindfulness and how to relax and stuff like that. Oh, by the way, I'm going to leave her details below. She's on Instagram and you can grab her on there because not only does she do meditation classes and mindfulness classes, she also does sort of, you know, when you have that pamper night, that girls' night in, when you've ever done it with the girls, Well, she does that for girlies. So you can have all your girlfriends around. I mean, it doesn't have to be girlfriends. I'm just speaking like that because, you know, most of it, I would imagine, would be girls that would do it. You don't have to just be your girlfriends, but it works out to be roughly around a tenner each or something like that. And she comes round and you can have like nibbles on the table and she'll teach you meditation. She'll bring her, what were they called? They were called like a drum. And she bangs on it, and then she smudges the house. She went around smudging the house, which is like with a bit of sage, and you go and get rid of all these sort of evilness, if any of that, a bad karma in the house, which was fantastic. And she gave me, which is absolutely lovely, and I don't want to put it on yet, which I'm terrible because she gave it me and I feel like I really want to cherish it. But she gave me a little candle to put on when I'm meditating. I have been using, let me just reach forward, I have been using this one. So I've been carrying it up and down stairs. So this is my lime, basil and mandarin. I've been using that one because it was already lit, but I've been keeping this with me, so I've been taking it up to bed and putting it at the side of my bed at night and bringing it back downstairs. Absolutely love that. I am going to use it. I am going to buy some more. I just need to get the diameter of it. And then she also gave me a eye mask that you put over your eyes, so it gives a little bit of weight on your eyes when you're meditating. Now, you're probably going to be able to get these from different shops up and down, but I would just check out eBay for this. And I really would seriously recommend. You don't have to get one fancy dancy like that, but how bizarre. Those are kind of all my favourite colours. I love pink and I'm mad on purple. And what I've done is sprinkled a little bit of lavender, although there was a little bit of a scent there. I've sprinkled a little bit more lavender, so it's very calming when you sit down. So basically, when you're ready, you put that over your eyes and you lie down. Now, what's important? Well, you don't have to lie down. You can sit up, but of course, you can't put that on your head if you sat up. But what it is it's about relaxing the body. Your palms must be up because you must accept sort of energy from the atmosphere. And what I felt when she was teaching me was like I was floating and my head did shift and my worries and woes did shift. And she said they're either floating on a cloud or on a leaf going down the river. And for me, the river, they were off. It was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So what I've been doing, she said, you really do need to do this every single day. So 10 minutes every single day. And I know so many of us say we don't have that time in our lives, but I have actually made that time because doing my research on it as well, what I've found is this mindfulness and this meditation is so good for our bodies. It's so good for our state of minds, of course. It's great for our bodies to relax. And there's nobody worse than me. There was somebody that said to me at work, and she's such a dear friend and she's so lovely. I love her so much. And she said to me at work, she said, well, you know, you look at all of us, she said, you run off pure adrenaline. And I thought, oh my gosh, is that how I look? Because if it is, then that's not good for you. And if she can see that looking at me, then I need to sort that out, because of course running on adrenaline is not good for you, because that is running on adrenaline, running on stress, and then that causes all sorts of things, as we well know. I won't go into it because I'm no GP, but you know that it can cause so many things, so many illnesses. And I just thought, I don't want this. This has got to go, because the last thing I want to do is be sat in the doctors and find out that I've got something else wrong with me. So yeah, so it's been a really interesting week. And then of course Gary's trying to kickstart back on a healthy one. Oh, and I dropped Frankie Jack off at school this morning. I dropped Frankie Jack off at school this morning, and they're learning about development, and so I've had to take pictures of Frankie Jack sort of 2, 3, 4 and back from when he was christening. Oh my gosh, are you ready for this? So they said to him yesterday, you know, obviously adults, your mummy and daddy, have got older. And Frankie Jack's going, yeah, my daddy's older. And my daddy's got a big, round, fat belly. Well, Gary is out of shape, just as bad as that. Oh, in fact, I know I'm in a worse shape than Gary. But we're both out of shape. So he said, my daddy's a little bit older and he's got a big, round, fat belly. But my daddy is having a baby. So I rang Gary to tell him this morning. Oh my gosh, we were in stitches. So I said, has that given you enough you know, sort of push to get back into the gym. And he's going, yeah. But Gary's so busy. I mean, he's such an amazing person. He does so much stuff. And oh my gosh, I was creased up and he went, well, you're hardly felt like. Now, I know a lot of people will probably go, if my husband said that, I would be mortified. But he's right. He's just speaking the truth, isn't he? And Gary and I have always been very open with each other. Of course, I can't get over that. Anyway, so I found a place in my area that does yoga, because there's a difference between yoga and Pilates, isn't there? And I didn't know that. I've done a little bit of research, and everything that I'm reading, it tends to sort of sway towards yoga rather than Pilates. So I had a look on the website. I couldn't work it probably because I was on my mobile. Sometimes websites don't work the same. So I nipped down there this morning, and then they went, oh, you're lucky, we've got a yoga class at 10 o'clock. And I went, I'm away. So I ran back home, put my yoga stuff on, and went back, and it was absolutely brilliant. I'm very unfit, never done yoga before. One thing I will tell you is that obviously I have been a professional dancer. That's what I was many years ago. When I was singing, I used to do all the dance stuff as well when I was you know, live on stage when I was singing. So it's very frustrating. So I am quite supple. I am very supple, but I've lost a bit of that as well. But I know that I'll be able to bring that back. So I know that I'm going to love yoga. But what irritates me is when, obviously being a professional dancer, I like to be able to move fluidly and get all the routine. And when I'm looking up every 5 minutes, so I'm going to go to a beginner's class. But she was absolutely brilliant, this woman. And she was so good at it. Yeah, I'm going to be doing that, so I'll be updating you going forward how I'm doing on that. So make sure, if you want to sort of clear that head and feel better about yourself, and it's so good for your health, go and read up on it, please, for meditation and mindfulness. I'll leave that link in the bottom below for Insight Timer. Anyway, I just wanted to catch up with you. Hope you don't mind that today. I've got lots of stuff still. Got another wreath, got another box frame that I've done. I've got a wine bottle that I've done that I need to get out for you. But anyway, I just wanted to update on how I was getting on. So, but thank you so much for all your lovely comments. You are so amazing. You really, really are. I'm so pleased to have you part of this YouTube family. Please don't forget to subscribe. The subscribe button is right here, and it's really easy. All you need to do is press, and it doesn't cost you a thing, and it's not going to cost you a thing to carry on going forward. So it's completely free of charge, and I would love to get to 1,500 family members, subscribers, before the end of Jan. So that's only a few days' time. I don't know whether I'm going to be able to do it. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, I can. So if you could help in any way by sharing, etc., if you love what I do, that would be fabulous. Anyway, love you lots. See you later, YouTube family. Don't forget to comment in the section below if you can help anybody else out as well, or you love what I've done, or you've got any other links that would be great to help out with meditation, to help other people out and help me. That would be fantastic. See you later.